Prayer researchers talk about prayer. They typically acknowledge 4 different modalities of prayer. Some of them we're more familiar with than others. There are prayers of supplication, for example, and these are the prayers that we give when we feel powerless in the situation. Dear God, if you just let my car get to the gas station at the end of the 680 freeway, I'll never let my gas tank get this low again. I have a friend that does that prayer every Friday afternoon in San Francisco and does it again the following week. So that's a prayer of supplication. A petitionary prayer, is a prayer where we petition the powers that be through the traditions of the I Am teachings, for example. Mighty I Am. I petition for the right to heal and be healed now in all past, present, and future manifestations. That's a petitionary prayer. Meditation is considered a form of prayer where we are simply in the presence of the forces of nature. Not necessarily actively doing anything, just being aware of those forces. So these are the kinds of prayers that are typically acknowledged. There's always been a 5th mode of prayer, another mode of prayer that is not acknowledged typically, and it is the prayer that's referenced in our most ancient and cherished spiritual traditions. It's what the shamans use, it's what the curanderos use in their prayer, and it's a prayer where we acknowledge that we are part of, rather than separate from, the events that are unfolding, because we are deeply connected with the field that underlies all existence. We're part of that field. So in this modality of prayer, we give thanks for the outcome that's already happened, even though that outcome may not be apparent to us in the moment. So many people say, well, aren't we fooling ourselves? If the doctor tells you you're sick and you're saying, thank you for my healing, and the doctor says, well, you're not healed, are you fooling yourself? And the answer is no, because what we're looking at, the physical representation, may show a disease. But on the quantum level, all possibilities already exist. And so what we're doing is we're giving thanks, calling into reality, calling into manifestation the healing that has already happened on that quantum level, giving it the power so it can come manifest in our lives. And it's a very different way of thinking for some people. This is one of the places where science and spirituality come together in a really beautiful way, because our ancestors have done this for over 5,000 years. Science is only catching up with the understanding, number one, that there is a field that underlies all existence, number two, that we're part of the field. It's not out there. We are the field. Every atom in our body is emerging and collapsing from that field. So when we want to see an influence that we're creating, it makes sense that we would become in our lives what we choose to experience in the world, to give the field something to work with. You've got to give the field something to work with, because it is simply mirroring back what we're feeding it. We're conditioned to live in fear, and when we do that, we see that fear in our lives, our relationships, our jobs, our businesses. And where our mastery, true mastery, comes from is not being fooled by the illusion of what the world is showing us, rather than claiming our power for what we choose to experience by giving thanks and feeling the feeling as if it's already happened. Our abundance, our healing, relationships, all of those things. Peace in the world, peace between nations. And it's a beautiful and very powerful understanding that is just emerging, where the science is now confirming what the indigenous traditions have said for such a long time.